What's good, friends?
Yeah.
Hey.
What's good today?
What's good?
What's one good thing that happened today?
Are we doing happies and crappies?
I comed.
Homer too. I had to drink horrible barium today. It was awful. I had to do x-rays and stuff.
You.
Awful.
Nice.
It looked like a milkshake. Did not taste like a milkshake.
Why they gotta be doing things like that? It looks good. Might make you throw up, but it looks good.
Looks good.
It tastes nasty.
Might taste like sewer water, but they forget about it.
That's what my last boyfriend said.
Hey!
Looks good. Might make you throw up though.
Welcome back, friends.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh dear.
I'm sorry.
We have fun
Oh,
here.
We do
yikes.
have fun here.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Big oof.
That's
That
a
was
big oof.
Hello, friends. This is Marlo Bogus, and you're listening to Sins of the Father.
When we last left off, you're in a room filled with treasure. There's an ominous staircase descending into the dark, and two corpses of a large undead Loxodon and a reptilian mummy.
We better search them corpses.
I'ma start just piling gold in my barrel.
Yes.
Just all kinds of stuff.
There's all kinds of riches and jewels and stuff to be collected, yeah. Whether or not you get to keep it, who knows?
We'll see.
Mummy's curse and all.
That's odd. Can I inspect Dajaom's body?
Yeah.
I'm looking him over to see if there's any heirlooms or anything I could take back with me to the village. Looking to see if there's any clue as to why he would have been here. Anything like that.
Give me an investigation check, sir.
I shall. And that is a 11.
You see in the pouch on his side, digging through it, you find a set of well-carved bone pipes in like a pan flute style mechanism.
I will take those.
Other than that, and the emblem of Gond, nothing else of importance is on his well-worn, rotten body.
I will take the carved pipes and the emblem of Gond and remember to return them when I return home to the tribe, or to my herd, rather. And then I will take some time to arrange his body in a respectful way. And if the mace that he was using as a weapon was broken, I cast mending on it to fix it, and I arrange it on his chest.
What are the other two of you doing during that?
Zephan's looking in the mirror to see if that wound is going to cause some kind of scarring. Major concerned about that.
Give me a medicine check.
20. It's a dirty 20.
No, there will not be a scar.
Well, the moneymaker's good, so...
It's one of those wounds where it looks bad, but the wound itself was superficial, it just caused a lot of bleeding.
There's so much gold! And I'm piling it into my barrel. Just gold. Scoops. Scoops.
Are you mimicking yourself putting the gold in
Scoop it into the barrel.
We should prepare ourselves for whatever is at the bottom of that staircase.
You're right.
Yeah, I could use a rest.
Zephan's gonna like sit on the ground and kind of like lean back on some of the like piles of gold and stuff. Just like kind of use it as like a prop up and like start smoking his pipe.
Gallus is gonna prop up in his barrel, and chill out, just kind of playing with some gold in his fingers. Just
Bibinice will leave the body of Dijon where it is, and then he will go sit at the top of the stairs looking down into the darkness.
So, short rest? Long rest? What are you all trying to do?
I'm doing a short rest.
a long rest seems unrealistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hit dice, any of that stuff, go ahead.
During this time, Zephan's gonna... He rests for a minute, smokes his pipe, is very thoughtful, but then he kind of gets up and moves like to a far corner away from everyone else. He's gonna kind of try to convene with his deity, basically because he is frustrated about his last attack in that fight and how he hurt everyone. And that's not a move he normally would have done because he does see these people as his friends, you know? He pulls out his book of spells and just like holds it and kind of like holds it close to him and just meditates for a bit on it before he kind of reaches out and kind of starts feeling out into the ethos to kind of try to make contact with his deity.
There's no answer immediately, and then you do feel there's just this sudden shift of something is watching you, but you're not seeing anything as you're reaching out into the ethos with this connection, but you feel that you have made a connection with something.
He's trying to determine what it is he just contacted. Like what it is that's looking at him. He feels.
It is a familiar feeling Zephan has had in the past.
I'm trying to figure out what he would call it.
Does he call it anything?
Yeah, maybe not.
Oh, great googly moogly.
Googling.
The great Glulu.
Oh, dark and powerful master.
He's not speaking out loud. He's kind of using his mind to kind of have this connection because he definitely doesn't want his friends to hear his uncertainty and his sort of like fear here. But he tries to kind of like push that to the back and be confident and say, I lost control. Why?
It's because you let your emotions get the better of you.
I've never done that before.
It's because you're trying to hold on to these others. You formed fragile bonds that are dangerous.
Am I not allowed friends?
You have no need to make friends.
Well, just because you don't need something doesn't mean you shouldn't have it.
I'm just gonna sass the giant elder god that I'm talking to. This time you simply lost control. Next time, I might take control myself.
That wasn't a part of the deal, was it?
The deal is whatever I want it to be.
Zephan is suddenly realizing, might have fucked up. That won't be necessary, I assure you.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, this thing's gonna be a dig. Got it. Yeah. Know your place, little light, before you get snuffed out.
Understood. And he breaks the connection, like puts the book back away. I mean, I don't know that he can really break the connection, but like basically is like you would have walked out of the room.
Yeah. It lets you leave.
Yeah. Zephan takes a moment and takes a deep breath and thinks for a moment, like, should I tell them? And thinks, no, I've got this. I'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm sure. Keeps going. Because, like, I imagine this is close to the end of their long rest period.
Yeah.
So he stands up and stretches and says, well, are we ready?
Yes.
Gallus hops out of his barrel and puts it on his back.
Ah, yes. I hope there's more treasure.
Yeah, treasure would be great. He lets out a sigh and heads toward that hole in the ground.
Bibinice is going to take a torch out of his bag and light it.
And you trek down the stairs. And then you're still trekking down the stairs.
And we're going.
I'm gonna do the thing with my staff again, where I tap the floor in front of us.
Ah, yes. Checking for traps.
Yes.
Zephan's following. Did anyone do a light spell or?
Bibinice used a torch.
Bibinice has his torch that he's just holding up above everyone.
Zephan's watching ahead. You know, if it's like a spiral down it, right? As a spiral staircase.
No, it goes straight. Like it is just a straight down.
Oh.
That's why it was
he's-
unsettling that you couldn't see, like, the bottom of it.
Yeah, that is unsettling. So Zephan's watching ahead as far as he possibly can to make sure there's nothing coming up.
You guys continue walking down the staircase for about 5 minutes before Zephan, everyone would see it. You start to see slight illumination. Zephan, you can make out with all the darkness and stuff, like the staircase ends and goes into like flat walkway.
It ends ahead. 5 minutes is a long time to be going downstairs, yo.
You're in this crazy pyramid. Pyramids are wild.
Hope we're not going into the Underdark.
You guys know deep speech
I think I do, actually.
and undercommon. I'm pretty sure you do know deep speech.
Deep speech and Elvish.
That's right. Secretly, we're actually going into the Out of the Abyss adventure module.
Oh no.
Oh no!
No, we're not doing that. As you guys keep making your way down, you can see there is illumination, but it's not the same light as what is coming off of Bibinice's torch. It's more of like shades of blue and like purples.
Pretty. Zephan's gonna try to find the source of this light.
It's easy to spot as you hit the bottom of the staircase, as you all emerge into a large sandy arena that is dimly lit by blue and purple flamed torches.
Oh boy. Is there anybody around this arena?
As you guys are walking, you're all like right there past the staircase into the arena. The door slams shut behind you to the staircase, and iron bars slide into place in front of it.
Well, we're not going back.
And as you turn back to look into the arena, you see before you stands a majestic Sphinx with a long and unruly mane decorated with splendid gold finery. And you look up and you see you are in fact in like a colosseum style arena, like setting, and you see like imps and fairies lining like the crowd around it as a raucous wave of cheering and jeering erupts around you.
Gallus is like wide-eyed and kind of like just looking around.
Oh boy. This could be interesting.
So do we all know what a Sphinx is?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so, but,
You know, Gallus probably wouldn't actually.
you know, yeah, like, you want to say your character doesn't, go for it.
I don't think Gallus is gonna know. Honestly.
I'm from the desert. Surely I've heard about sphinxes.
Bibinice
I'm
likes
sure
to
you
tell
would,
stories and hear stories, so...
I don't know. I think Zephan would probably know. He's not a particularly like smart.
You might have, like, heard tales about them, but you've never seen one. So it's a little,
Yeah.
surreal actually seeing something you've only heard of in stories.
I mean, sailors tell tall tales all
Yeah.
the time.
So you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
And I'm sure
they weren't lying.
we've run across a ship with a masthead that's a Sphinx.
then they kind of know, like, okay, we're about to have to answer a riddle. Like, this is a thing. So Zephan looks at the Sphinx and smiles as charmingly as he can, with a gouge still kind of fresh on his face. Hi, we're just passing through, trying to get to the shores of Collapse. Is there some place we can get out of here?
The Sphinx lifts her head and addresses you. I know why you are here, tomb robbers. I am Kalina. Behind me is the treasure that you actually seek. Yet I have been tasked to not relinquish it until I am bested. She yawns loudly, crossing her paws in a nice stretch. But I have stood vigil here for an eon, and I grow bored. Perhaps being bested in a game of riddles would be suitable to release me from my charge.
Riddles, you say? Huh. Well, being that you're a Sphinx and all, you probably have some really great riddles, and it would certainly be entertaining for us to be able to, listen to those and move forward, right? And hopefully solve them.
That is one manner. Unless bloodshed is what you seek. As her front paws tense up and you see the large sharp claws. And then she retracts them.
I find, violence is often not necessary. This is the first time I've ever met a Sphinx, and I certainly wouldn't want to go toe-to-toe. I've heard great stories. He's trying to cajole her.
So will the three of you be stepping up to the challenge? She lets out another just casual yawn.
Are you sure about this, Zephan?
No.
We're gonna die.
He looks back at her and he's like, you know what could be even more interesting than solving a riddle? You could just let us have it. Think about it. All of the cool things we could go and do with it. And you could hear the tales of all of the neat things we did as adventurers with this great treasure that you let us have.
We couldn't talk an orc out of giving us a camel. But sure, let's try to talk this Sphinx out of giving us the treasure that she's guarded for longer than we've all been alive.
I rolled poorly on that one. That one wasn't within reach, but I rolled poorly.
That was... Oh my gosh.
As you're saying this, there's that moment of silence. And then you hear, the crowd start booing you. And you hear just one of the voices.
Get on with it! Are you gonna entertain us or not?
What is your riddle, ancient one?
She looks towards Bimini's. So you accept the challenge. And she stamps her paw down, and all the flames in the room ignite, and the room is now brightly lit. And you see the walls themselves are lined with innumerable bas-relief carvings that at a glance you can see depict gods, mythic locales, monsters, spells, heroes wielding mighty artifacts. Just any legend or story you've heard, you can pick out key figures on the wall. She gestures for the three of you to come closer and step forward. And then she tells you the riddle. The city at the end of all roads am I, yet I may only be reached by water. One guard stands watch at my gates, yet 6 eyes keep careful vigil. What am I?
We're all gonna die.
You guys should have let me try to convince it. I mean, really.
You tried.
that would have been
I didn't roll for anything, so no, I didn't try.
bad thing.
It's true. You probably you would not have won if you tried to roll any kind of persuasion.
No.
That's the thing about Sphinxes. You can't bullshit them.
Can't bullshit a bullshitter.
If you want to deliberate amongst yourselves or try and figure out any clues that I can give you, you can roll an intelligence check.
Yeah, I'll roll an intelligence check.
Why not?
You said we could roll an intelligence check to get a clue. How many times can we roll an intelligence check to get a clue?
There are 3 different clues. Each of them has a harder and harder DC to get.
I got a 6 for that intelligence check.
Yeah, I rolled a 5, so...
Something about this riddle feels supernatural. Like the place it's describing isn't in the world of the living.
Bibinice turns to his 2 companions. I have heard tales of the underworld that you must ride by boat to get to it. Sometimes this underworld is guarded by 1 creature but 3 heads. So maybe it is talking about this place that the creature is guarding.
The underworld?
Yes, I believe this particular one is called Hades.
I don't know.
Don't think so specific of calling it Hades.
I think it just might be the underworld, though.
I mean, I'm from the Underdark, and this is not,
Not
what
the
it's like down there.
Underdark, the Underworld.
Yes, the religious place of death.
Oh, so, like, fake. Gotcha.
Oh my god.
Cut that out, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh man.
Zephan's gonna give them a nod of his head and, like, gesture with his hands and be like, so our answer is the underworld, right?
This makes the most sense to me.
I trust you, big guy. He turns around and says, like, in this big, like, theatrical voice, the underworld!
Oh no, I've been bested. You're free to go. And she flicks her paw and you hear the iron gate behind you unseal. But I am terribly bored. Guarded this door for so long, and you're the first entertainment I've seen in God's forsaken eons. I have some trinkets collected here. Stay a while longer and riddle with me some more? As she gestures her paw out and you see 4 treasure chests appear.
Treasure?
If not, you can continue onward.
Oh, the listener, if you could have seen Christian's face, it was so good. Because he got all up in it like, treasure.
He's a child in a candy shop.
So, Zephan looks at Gallus, who just said treasure, and then looks at Bibinice.
I want to go for it.
We were not sent on this mission for these treasure chests. Our goal is somewhere else.
What kind of a pirate are you?
Right, our goal is somewhere else. But that was pretty easy. I bet these other riddles are going to be just as easy.
Very well.
Treasure.
Alright. Let us play your game.
Very well. The servant of the sun am I, for my wings draw across the sky. Friend of heroes, I flit through countless legends. I'm typing it out so you can read it.
Yeah, thank you.
You the best, Dungeon Daddy.
Yes, my child.
Thanks for helping us brains, Riddle Daddy.
Yes.
It's intelligence checks for these.
It is.
Alright, I want to take an intelligence check on this. That is a 16. It's not bad.
I rolled a dirty 20 on that intelligence check I just did.
Nice.
Gallus, your clue would be, it sounds like this riddle is describing a magical creature, possibly with real wings. And then with the dirty 20, Zephan, judging by its description, the creature in this riddle has probably appeared in both tales of great heroes and myths about the gods.
Sounds like something that we might have heard tales not just about heroes, but about gods. Servant of the Sun. There's tons of gods of the sun.
Yes, and sometimes they ride on chariots pulled by winged creatures.
True. Draw across the sky. What are those creatures called?
It's gotta be some kind of bird, right? Birds have wings.
Yes, but many things have wings.
Well, if it has to pull a chariot, chariots are usually pulled by horses. And if it flies to the sky and it has wings, wouldn't that make it a Pegasus?
Possibly.
Zephan turns and gestures again like a great actor. Our answer is Pegasus.
She stamps her paw, and the first chest opens.
I just imagine Gallus being the one to run.
Gallus runs over to it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Scurries over to it. You find what looks to be some kind of large magical quarterstaff. With a large winged bird effigy on the top of it.
Nice.
I pull it out and I just kind of do like the Tusken Raider gaffy stick raise with it to rile up the crowd. Is it like magic? Special? What is this?
It's a magic item that you don't know what it is.
Awesome. Good.
Zephan looks at them and says, "What do you guys think? Another one?"
We are doing quite well, so maybe.
This is easy. Let's get more treasure.
I knew you'd say that. He turns and gestures again. Another riddle, please.
A weapon that made by mortals in homage of the gods am I. A spear with the power to split the sky. My lowborn cousins are thrown by athletes and warriors alike, but I am crafted from more magical stock. What am I?
So it's a magical spear.
Yeah. So, magical spear, obelisk, Zeus's lightning. I need to look at it. I need my eyes to do some poking. I ain't no auditory learner. I'm a kinesthetic. I need to touch it, feel it, taste it, love it, lick it,
Oh.
marry it.
I don't like that one.
Take it out for drinks.
So
Those
obvious.
traditional family values out of here.
So obviously, my lowborn cousins are javelins. They're thrown by athletes and warriors alike. I was gonna say an airplane, but that would be.
intelligence check.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I am
Yes.
not intelligent enough to have any insight to this, so
Yeah.
maybe my character will.
It is
Hey,
an airplane.
8.
I'm gonna do
No.
one too. That's an 11.
No.
With an 11 and a 19, the two clues you guys would get are: this is likely a magic item. perhaps a throwing weapon enchanted with the power of lightning.
Are you kidding me?
And whatever this is, it was wielded by both warriors and athletes. Javelins are used in both war and sport.
There are stories about magical weapons made of lightning. Some gods throw them, but mortals can also throw them. Go ahead.
Spears you can throw? Right?
Yes, but the riddle said that it is thrown by athletes and warriors. Javelins are thrown in competitions and in war.
It must be some weird human thing. I've never heard of it.
Yes, considering how none of us are human, we are well versed in it.
I haven't either.
So, maybe a javelin made of lightning?
As good a guess as any. That's our answer? Javelin made of lightning?
Yes.
He turns and then, like, pretends like he's gonna throw a javelin. He's, like, trying to, like, ham it up for the crowd. And he's like, a javelin of lightning! And as he says it, he just pretends to throw this fake javelin.
Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 6 of Sins of the Father, Trove of the Iron Tyrant. I'm your Dungeon Master, Jackson Chandler. Got a couple things before we get back to the episode. We are on the road to a $500 goal on Patreon, where we will be able to give a pay raise to our wonderful editors, such as Marlo, as well as a merch store for all your Misconceptions Podcast Network needs. We also have an official Discord server for the Misconceptions Podcast Network, where you can geek out with all of us. Don't forget to support us on iTunes. If you leave us a review, send us a copy of it to misconceptionspod@gmail.com to receive a free Sins of the Father decal. That's all for now. Let's get back to the episode. The second chest opens up.
Hop, 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 hop.
Gallus, inside you find 3 javelins that seem to have lightning bolts on both ends of them.
Made from lightning. Real lightning.
You have 3 javelins of lightning.
I pick them all up and and then just stick them in my barrel and hop back over.
Just like pump them up and down over your head.
Yeah.
Magic!
It's so adorable. I can't even get over how cute Gallus is. He's adorable fishman.
Oh my gosh.
So Zephan looks at his friends. We're gonna keep going, right?
Bibinice is swaying back and forth happily. He is excited.
You guys know all the answers.
I'll take that as a yes. He turns around and he's like, we're ready for the next riddle.
Here we go.
A magic beyond mortal hands am I, a tool of divine knowledge that reveals myths and tales forgotten to time. What am I?
Fuck if I know.
Let's do some intelligence checks. 7.
5.
No.
13?
We'll get something.
This spell is probably a divination class. Likely a very powerful one that reveals information that has passed from mortal memory.
Jackson, what are the rules for this? Can we grab the PHP and look through all the divination spells?
If you want to, go
Cheater,
for it.
cheater, pumpkin eater.
This is a divination spell. That is all the hint you have.
Hey.
If only Rickett
And
was
it is
here.
a powerful one that reveals information that has passed out of mortal memory.
Legend?
lore? Hey, we found it at the same time.
Spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or secret lore that has never been widely known. That's probably it.
That's it.
Maybe.
Who knows? There's a bunch of divination spells.
Zephan turns to the others. It sounds like a spell. He's like, I'm not familiar with it, but that's the only thing I can think with magic beyond mortal hands.
I don't know.
And it talks about divine, so...
I don't know anything about these kind of magics. I just know how to shoot lightning.
In my training, there is a spell we learned about. It is powerful and reveals much information about things that might otherwise be forgotten. It is a spell called Legend Lore.
Sounds right. Myths and tales forgotten to time. Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be it, right?
I don't know.
Zephan turns and pretends like he's opening a book and just like hamming it up again. Our answer is the spell Legend Lore.
The third chest opens up.
Yeah.
Yes. And inside you find a full set of horseshoes
Huh?
with wings etched into them.
Interesting.
If only we had a camel.
I guess I hop over and pick them up. This is my job. You answer the questions, I grab the loot. So I, pull them out, and this time I don't know what to do with them because they're not a staff shape. So I just pull them out and just hold them like, ah! And then throw them in my barrel.
They're just clanging in his hands. Just clanging.
Oh, it's the last one. Oh, I hope it's a good one.
Give us that good.
Oh boy.
An incantation of the Silver Huntress am I, a light that pierces the form of deceit and kills in silence. What am I?
I rolled a natural 1 for my intelligence check. Divinese does not know what this is.
Amazing. 16.
I got a 19 with my...
2 hints. The phenomenon described sounds like a spell with the power to kill. And the Silver Huntress mentioned here is probably the goddess Artemis, who is associated with the moon.
Moonbeam? Cloud kill? Ooh. I think it is Moonbeam.
Oh.
Ooh, because you see that obscure thing it references, don't you, David?
I sure do.
Wait,
It says a shape changer makes its saving throw with disadvantage. If it fails, it also instantly reverts to its original form and can't assume a different form until it leaves the spell's light.
That's right. This real obscure reference.
that is so specific.
This obscure reference that most people don't know that
I did
Moonbeam
not
does.
know that.
Yeah.
No idea.
So Zephan turns to the others and thinks, he's like, Silver Huntress, isn't that Artemis? Isn't she like the goddess of the moon or something?
Yeah, the moon.
Bibonese nods thoughtfully, but with a natural 1 on his intelligence check, he's still pretty stumped.
He nods like he knows what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
he has no idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, that's quite.
The moon.
Isn't there a spell called Moonbeam or something? I'm not super familiar with it, but...
Didn't that shaman... You remember the one?
Yeah. I remember the shaman.
Didn't it shoot this beam of light? And that dude turned into goo?
Oh. Right. That had to be Moonbeam, right? That's what...
I mean, I don't know what else it would be.
We really need to study up on some other spells. This is bad.
I just need my spells.
That's what I thought, but obviously not. He turns, he's like, we're gonna go with Moonbeam! And he holds out his hands like he's, like, catching the beams of the moon. I don't know how to gesture.
As drow tend to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since they hate the sun. And the final chest opens up.
We find the moon inside of it.
It almost looks like there's nothing in it when you look. And then you catch a small glint of something and you find a ring in the corner of the box.
Ah.
And on the ring are depictions of different animals.
Okay. Reach in, I pick it up, I hold it up like this, and like... and I raise it and kind of wave my hand around.
Congratulations, champions. You've defeated me through and through and attained all of my treasures.
This is it.
Now that which you seek lies ahead. And you see the Sphinx stands up for the first time. And she lifts one claw up and swings. And you see, like, reality itself rip and tear as, like, it rips open and you see a forest in front of you.
What?
What is this that you are showing us, respected Ancient One?
It's the treasure that you've been seeking since you set out on your journey.
What?
The fortress of the Iron Tyrant.
I thought we had to go to the Shore of Collapse to get there.
That was simply a myth, spread amongst the humans.
Stupid humans.
No, not to be crass or anything, stupid humans, of course, but this has been a pleasure. Thank you for all of the great treasure, and I hope we have been entertaining to you and all of your Fae friends. Don't look at me like that, you guys.
Zephan, don't push your luck. Let's go.
Please leave before I decide that I'm hungry and need a snack.
Absolutely. Let's go, guys. And I imagine as Zephan is heading towards the door, towards this rift in the space-time, he's bowing on his way out.
Dallas is hopping toward this rift, and like the staff and all the spear, the javelins and stuff are just rattling in his barrel, water slashing around.
And before Bibonese walks through, he is going to turn and look at the Sphinx.
Respected Ancient One, could you answer a riddle of mine?
Oh boy.
This better not be an actual riddle.
It's not.
Of course.
Upstairs, my herd mate, Dajo, he came here, he died here, His corpse was desecrated here. Do you know why did he come here?
If he was able to enter the temple, he had the same quest that you did.
Bimini
He
nods.
seeks that which lies ahead.
Bimini nods thoughtfully.
Could you make sure that his final resting place is not disturbed?
Of course. Whatever you wish, O mighty champion.
Thank you.
And then Bimini steps through the rift.
And the rift closes behind you as you all find yourself in a very oddly colored forest. It is not natural greens and browns, but vibrant blues, purples, pinks, all kinds of various colors. You're standing in a quaint little grove with trees surrounding you on every side. And you look forward from where you left through the rift, that direction forward, and you see this large metallic fortress looming across the horizon.
End of episode.
Thanks for listening to this episode. Next episode will be released on November 2nd. Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Sins of the Pod. If you need to contact us, you can send us an email to misconceptionspod@gmail.com. Sins of the Father is only possible thanks to y'all, so we'd appreciate it if you would spread the word about our show if you enjoy it. If you're feeling especially generous, you can always donate to us through our Patreon page. However you decide to help out, we greatly appreciate you. Sins of the Father is an actual play podcast using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition role-playing game by Wizards of the Coast. Sins of the Father is a part of the Misconceptions Podcast Network. That about covers it for now, and as always, keep rolling crits.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're finally, not finally, we were last session too, we were really in a stride, but this feels real good.
I like how our characters know each other and how we're role playing them already, and
I definitely think it has a stronger start. Like the podcast starts off with a stronger feel to it. So
Jackson, I was so not gonna get that first one. Like I was thinking that first riddle. I was like, a compass rose, and then I guess my clue was.
Sounds like it's describing something supernatural outside of the realm of man, something like that. The living.
Yeah.
It's the underworld.
Yeah.
It's the river Styx.
Yeah.
Cerberus.
I would not have gotten it without that clue.
Yeah.
That's why the clues are there.
Yeah. That's cool. So, where did you get those clues, or like those riddles and stuff?
That was a sneak peek that Wizards of the Coast released for their upcoming book, Mythic Odysseys of Theros. And It is a short snippet of an encounter with a Sphinx that you can have in that adventure.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
If y'all liked it, or audience, if you enjoyed that little snippet, Mythic Odysseys of Theros comes out on June 2nd.
There you go.
For your own Greek Odyssey.
Hashtag
not
sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsor. But if you want to sponsor us, please sponsor us.
Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, I dig that. I like the because riddles, like doing the riddles in D&D has always felt so clunky to me, because it's like our characters know different than we know. So like we can solve this riddle, like us as players, but then how do our characters have that knowledge? And I actually liked kind of how what we did in this episode. We role played it. We like talked through like, oh, like I have this bit of information. Oh yes, that reminds me of this thing. Of course, if you're just playing at home, you probably won't have that. You'll just have out of player discussion or out of character discussion and be like, it's Moonbeam, bitches.
Yeah.
I'm a walking encyclopedia of every D&D spell. Right. I know which one this is talking about.
But like that's kind of the thing I think that we did really well on this, was kind of playing back to like past experiences or what the character really would know. And then like with the Hades thing, the underworld, I knew it, but Zephan didn't get the clue.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't gotten it, I couldn't have said, I could have told you guys I know what it is.
Yeah.
But we would have had to play off of that to be able to get there, and I liked that. We did really well with that.
Yeah.
Also, now there's a mystic shaman out there that knows Moonbeam.
Dude, I want that shaman to exist so badly now. Because I've mentioned him twice now.
Oh, now it's an actual character? Yeah. Now it's a character that has been mentioned multiple times. Canon.
Gallus has wished a shaman into existence.
Amazing.
Oh, hey there. Shaman. Oh, hey there.
It's just hanging out in the Feywild.
Oh, hey there.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
Be amazing.
How's it going?
I was going to say, maybe we've already met this shaman, but we didn't meet them. The kids met him in the library.
Yeah. Honestly, that would be cool.
Who knows?
And then when we do the crossover episode, you can play that librarian shaman.
For the crossover, that'd be great.
We had some good action. We had some brain action.
Got some social encounter and some combat.
This was a good
encounter.
recording session. Get a little bit of everything.
I loved Gallus's disgusting descriptions of his spells, like blowing up, putting his thumb in his mouth and blowing out the spikes. Just sticking his whole hand in his mouth and going, yeah, to do ice knife.
That was really fun.
I love it. I also really liked how you did something different with Eldritch Blast,
that was
Marlo.
good.
It wasn't just a Eldritch Blast. It was the tentacle from the ground, and I was like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I love it that we flavor the stuff like this, and it's gonna, it's just, it's good storytelling, and it changes things, and to think, it's kind of short-sighted to think that every spell would look the same from every person
True.
it comes out of, and with different deities for a warlock. Absolutely not. My spell is not going to look anything like anybody else's Eldritch Blast is going to look like.
I think of spells like Patronus's from Harry Potter, where it's connected to the person as a whole. So.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just fun because you can make your spells do whatever you want them to do, and then just be like, "Oh, hey, I'm casting this spell." By the way,
oh,
and
that's so cool.
Oh, that's what you were describing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I kind of like that, like us describing it and then telling us what it is. I'm like, I've never experienced it being like that, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Gallus is like, "I stick my hand in my mouth," I'm like, I'm very curious to know where that one's going.
Yep.
Right.
I needed a drop of water, so why not spit?
I really should have made Zephan notice that.
Gallus is a gross
It's
pirate.
disgusting.
Jackson, what's your takeaway from these episodes?
Yes. You guys didn't have to fight imps and or the Sphinx. So
Yeah, that
I'm
episode would've
glad
been
that happened.
unbearably long otherwise.
We also probably would not have lived.
Probably not.
You would not. That Sphinx is
Yeah,
a challenge
we
rating
would
11.
No.
Yep, that was a Gyno Sphinx.
So what's a gyno sphinx? Do you go to get like your female
Yep.
exams from them too?
Nah.
The Sphinx casts legend lore and tells you everything you need to know.
About your health.
Oh.
Yep, about your health.
For your
I was
health.
gonna make that joke, but you beat me to it. I was gonna say I think Carrie went to one of those when she was pregnant.
Go ahead, keep laughing. Now you're just gonna all die before you get to the Iron Tyrant.
Why? What's happening?
We're so close. We're at the fortress.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if you all
I'd be
died
sad.
before you got there.
He's trying to make an interesting story, and we're over here yucking it up.
Yeah, that was awesome.
yuck.
Or if someone was sassy enough and being rude, it could cast banishment.
Yikes.
You
Just
know Zephan's
boom,
sassy.
you're gone.
Oof.
You don't exist anymore.
Zephan and Sass.
Speaking of sass, can we note for a second how like he was trying to
Yes.
basically backtalk his deity?
He was like a small child back-talking
And he's
his
gonna
parent.
Be in trouble for it, probably.
He gonna get a tentacle spanking.
I've seen
I've
videos.
seen enough
like that
hentai to know
before.
where this is going. Jesus.
I'm gonna sip my water and say nothing else.
Yeah.
That was good. I always impressed with the work that we do. I'm gonna have so much fun listening to it like 3 times. To
I
it and-
am so excited to hear what kind of sound effects you put in that combat, because it's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome.
so
Because you've
amped.
got
I'm so
3
excited.
very different styles of sound effects to deal with. Because mine's a lot of water
Yes.
effects and
gonna be
thunderclaps,
bananas.
and then you got Zephan's like eldritchy, warbly
Eldritch
stuff, and then elephant noises and fire
and
and yeah.
Bibanice and
Oh, I didn't use my
Yorick.
MVRP point. That's okay. I didn't really need to.
I knew thee well.
I know it feels like we always forget about it.
We do. always
Speaking of
forget.
MVRP, it's great. You guys don't use this free reroll.
The thing
you
is,
get.
this
I
game,
used it.
we didn't need it, like at all, because you kept rolling terribly, and I feel bad.
You feel bad? I feel bad. I didn't let you beat my ass.
Yeah, I feel bad I didn't get to beat your ass.
For what it can do,
It
the
should've
fact
been.
that it kept rolling horribly, it ruined it.
Yeah, the bite was
Yeah.
2d6 piercing damage plus
Yep.
3d6
It would've
poison
done a
damage.
lot, but it did do a lot, but was rough.
Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, so MVRP point. I think we decided that whoever had it last
Oh.
week starts off the conversation, so
oh.
that's you, Christian.
I'm gonna go Zephan because the
Me.
tattoo finally showed up.
Me.
I'm super happy about that, and it was really cool. And I really liked
Yeah.
the which one was it? The Ray of Enfeeblement was dope. I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Was it
Yeah,
the one that
was
like
really
it
cool.
like did like a
It has like spiraling
Yeah.
tentacles, right? Yeah, that was cool.
spiraling column
that.
of tentacles? I don't know. I think I want to. I'm stuck on this one, right? I always have to say like why I want to vote for both, but I can't. So I love Gallus's like little mannerisms and things, and like how he's just like this little troll, but like not a real troll, you know what I mean? But like just like this little like,
It's a little goblin fish. is
yeah,
what he is.
yeah. He's just like this, like he's always like, yeah. So I always love that. And then obviously I love Bibanice. I love that he like mourned his own dead. That was
really good.
thoughtful. And I don't know. It's tough. You guys are awesome.
Give it to me.
Give it to Jackson.
Me.
His Sphinx was
That
so
would be
like
dangerous.
I'm bored as shit. Entertain me.
It's please let me leave.
Don't give him a reroll.
You don't
Yeah, that's a
get it.
terrible idea.
Oh,
That would be a bad time for everyone.
I would like to give bardic inspiration to
Yeah.
the GM. You're an idiot.
The GM will remember this.
I don't know. I think I think I'm gonna give it to Gallus just because his like lifting the stuff up over his head, just like it just was like it was good, and just like going after it, like being the one who runs up to look inside, like that's just perfect.
He's the little grubby-handed one, so.
Gallus's flavor killed me this episode, but I am gonna give it to Zephan because I liked your flavoring of his attacks, but also I liked that we got to see a little bit more of who Zephan is and who he serves,
that was good.
or whom he serves. So I liked that we got to learn a little bit more about Zephan. So
Yay.
my vote goes to Zephan.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You know what it is. I have to give it to our little resident edgelord who's becoming his own person and back-talking his patron. Yes.
Yeah.
I have to give it to Zephan. All the spell stuff was pretty dope, and then that interaction actually, like, going to your patron to be like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Be glad you're not my real daddy, because that's a taste of me and who I am as a person. I'm just kidding. Actually, I was a great kid, but truthfully, yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I think as the story unfolds for the listener about what Zephan's backstory is and who he is, I think they're going to be pretty excited.
Pretty ready for it.
So I won the MVRP this time. Guys, it's the first time I've ever
It was
won
a blowout. It was an
it.
avalanche.
It was a blowout.
You got 3 votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a super fantastic job.
I'm doing so good.
Yeah.
They should run me for the next presidential election. Win by a
I'd
landslide.
vote you.
They
I'd
should.
vote you.
Zephan for president. Marlo and
Zephan for president. Who is this person?
I gotta pretend to be a drow.
He might be a D&D character.
It reminds
I don't
me.
know.
It reminds me of an episode of Black Mirror, actually.
I'm gonna kind of panic for a second when you went to reach out to the deity, because I almost was gonna describe it as you were talking to corrupted you. And then there was that moment of panic, and I was like, no. And then I just didn't describe it and was like, I can't go back now.
That would be cool, though.
So it's not even giving you that much attention, is
Yeah.
how it's rolling off now.
Yeah.
You were just
That's
like
fair.
a side thought.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I like that, though. I think that's really
that.
good because it's kind of like...
But if you make it mad, it might be like, okay, now it's time to actually pay attention to you.
And then you're talking to your reflection.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of like... That sounds kind of like a Dark Link moment, Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that'd be neat.
But,
You're gonna have to fight yourself.
But
Get
that's
ready.
funny because Zephan is not just a normal... Like, he's Yeah, hey, listen. Gallus is his navvy.
Hey, listen.
Does that mean Bibonese is the giant owl?
Dongo.
Yeah, Gabongo.
I think that'll be good because it's kind of like he's feeling powerless, almost.
You know what's weird about him feeling powerless? He has more power now because you all level up to 5.
What a great
Boom, 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 boom.
Yo!
Awesome. That's exciting. Level 5 gives good
Dang.
bonuses.
Yeah, dude.
You're gonna need them.
I believe it.
Now you're in the weird Feywild,
Oh, I'm so interested.
where physics don't matter and science is made up. The Feywild.
Yeah.
Come visit today.
Feywild's gonna be insane.
Imagine that, fighting a giant metal colossus, and it's in like that low gravity, almost 0 G, so you're like bouncing off of stuff in the room. Yeah.
How exciting.
Oh, I will go Shadow
I mean-
of Colossus on its ass.
You might have to do that regardless.
Oof.
Oh, sneak peek. What?
Foreshadowing? Huh? Suspicion levels up.
No, we're good.
Do we want to
Yeah.
end?
We can do that.
Is that the end?
I believe that's the end.
It's not goodbye. It's just see you later.
Yeah.
You know. Those some good waveforms. I see them. They look real nice. They
Hey.
look real good.
I've seen a lot of good waveforms in my time, but
That's a
them
nice
some nice
waveform.
waveforms.
That is a nice
waveform's
waveform.
that good.
Nah.
But look where I am today, Ma.